Hey guys, it's Kara here, and I wanted to do a video just kind of getting you guys up to date with my bikini prep. I haven't done like a ton of specific bikini prep videos in a little bit. I know you guys wanted to see more of those. So I have not actually signed up yet, but my plan is, and I will sign up probably this week because it's payday. I plan to compete in Syracuse MPC. It's the first MPC show that's been in Syracuse since I've lived here, I think, that I know of. They haven't done one in like 10 years. I don't know why that is, but they haven't. So I guess Steve Weinberger, hopefully I got that right, from Bev's Gym, added it onto his roster for shows this season. So I was pretty pumped about that, but I really don't know what to expect with the fact that it's the first time they're doing this show. It could be ginormous, or there could be like no one there. I have no clue. And I guess it doesn't really matter. I'm not really worried about that so much. I guess I'm kind of just rambling on that note, but that is the plan, to compete in that show. So that would be 7 weeks out from yesterday, officially. And I'm currently 4 weeks out from the last show I competed in. And I posted on Instagram this week, as of today, I was 110.8 pounds. I believe on stage, I was probably about like 103, 104. Hard to say because I weighed myself that morning, but I was very dry that morning, and then I did eat quite a bit before I went on stage. So I'd say I was about 104 on stage. So I'm sitting about 6 pounds higher than I was, which I'm very happy with. Life happens post-competition, and like a reverse diet, it's hard to reverse diet if you're planning on competing in 10 weeks or something. It doesn't really, you can't really reverse like you need to. So for me, we kind of reversed, but at the same time, what I told Mark was there was things I needed to eat, I wanted to eat in order to mentally be okay with prepping and being on a restrictive diet for X amount of time again. And he said, okay, so that was the plan. So we didn't really like reverse like most people would. But I stayed in a good spot. It's not like I had a crazy rebound or anything like that. I didn't. I was able to enjoy some foods, and now I feel like I'm mentally good to start prepping again. I did start to feel like I was really tired after the last competition. Like, I don't know if it was just like work got more stressful or like life stressors or what, or if it was just because the competition was done. And it's like such a high that you work up towards, and you have that moment and that day, and it's fabulous, and you feel beautiful and wonderful. And then, it's like, oh, okay, back to reality, back to going to work. And, it can be tough, it can be very depressing. And, I wouldn't say I got depressed, but I did kind of feel like, what's next for me? So I'm really happy to be focusing on competing again. And I know some people are like, why do you want to compete? I don't understand. Look, I'm not trying to turn into an IFBB pro. I'm not trying to sell myself short and don't think I can. It's just, it's truly not my goal. Not saying it wouldn't be badass if it happened, but I'm kind of not willing to do what it takes to get there. Gonna be honest with you. This isn't my full-time job. I'm not a personal trainer, a fitness trainer. I don't own a gym. I don't work in a gym. Everyone has their own shit going on, but to be honest with you, I don't think I do want to put in the work it takes to become an IFBB pro, but I love to compete, and I like training hard, and I like pushing myself and achieving new goals and trying to achieve something that I never have before. And, I don't know, it's just me. Call me crazy, but I love it. So I want to do it again, and I really do think, even though I brought my best package to the last competition, I feel like I did. I feel like I can make it better. So for that reason alone, I do want to compete again. The results could still be shitty. I could still place like 10th or something. Who knows? I don't care. Well, I end up caring, don't I? After the fact, I do. Let's be honest. But so yeah, of course I want to place higher. Of course I'm a Syracusean, or whatever the word is. I'm a local. I'd love to win first. I'd love to be on the flyer. I'm not gonna lie to you. But at the end of the day, what my ultimate focus right now is, I do feel like I can bring in my legs a little bit tighter. I feel like I can tighten up the glutes a little more. I feel like even though things were nice and tight for the last show, I didn't pose well enough to show it off. So I do feel like there's a couple things I can improve on, and I'm just gonna have fun with it. Because I got my feet wet in that last show, I feel like this time I can just kind of like have fun with it but still be competitive. You know what I mean? So I feel like I'm not as competitive as I should be, unfortunately. Like, I'm always like, yeah, I'm gonna just like go out there and I'm gonna kill it and I'm gonna stay in my zone. And then I go to the show and I just wanna be like best friends with everyone backstage and like have fun and like help girls like tie their suits and like help each other out. And that's just who I am. Like, that's just what kind of person I am at the end of the day. Like, I don't go to these shows trying to like be bitchy and give other people dirty looks and stuff. Like, I kind of am a nice person and I like to have friends and have fun, and you know, doesn't mean I'm not going to be competitive on the stage, but you know, I need to work on that competitive edge just a little bit. But yeah, so I'm excited. I've got a new suit from Angel Competition Bikini, so I'm going to like show that off in this competition. And for my training right now, let's see, what am I doing? My macros are in a decent spot. Mark had even though we were reversing and we were gonna start cutting this week, I did drop like a pound from, I did a refeed day yesterday and my weight dropped a pound. So we think maybe my body is adjusting to the higher macros. So I'm not sure if he's gonna cut me yet, but it's probably gonna happen this week. So I'm just mentally preparing myself for that cut. My husband asked me if I wanted Quest bars for the week, and I'm like, shit, I don't know. I always do this to myself. I'll buy a huge ass bag of sweet potatoes or a bunch of Quest bars, and then it's like macro cut, and it's always carbs. God damn it, you know. I love Quest bars. I could have them the whole time, but 20 to 25 carbs, those usually have to go. I'd rather get it from like Whole Foods versus, to me, a Quest bar is a supplement essentially. So anyways, that's an aside there. But my macros are in a good spot right now. I feel like I finally have a lot of energy. I've got my mojo back for training. Like, I just feel like I'm ready to do this now. Whereas, you know, the last 2 weeks, I would say I was kind of like, I don't know if I'm 100% committed to this. I didn't like vocalize that to anyone. This is the first time I'm saying it out loud, but I really was kind of like uncertain. And I don't know what switched over, but I'm definitely ready to do this. So the cut is probably coming soon in terms of the diet. In terms of my weight training, I'm pretty much still doing 6 days a week of lifting. I'm inconsistent. Sometimes I do it in the morning, sometimes I do it at night. Right now, sometimes I'm doing cardio in the morning and lifting at night, and then some days it's vice versa. It really just depends. I'm still training at Well Rounded, so I do a lot of their lifting programs, which are awesome because it changes it up for me and adds some variety. And I would love to have a training partner or someone that did bikini competitions locally, because it does get lonely doing it by yourself sometimes. So that is the great thing about being at Well Rounded, is it does feel like I have that support there, kind of that like network of people who push me along and keep me going. So that's good. So lifting 6 days a week, cardio also 6 days a week with 3 HIIT sessions and 3 or 4 missed sessions. I don't know. I basically do cardio 6 days a week, usually 3 HIIT sessions, and then the rest are miss. So you do the math, because clearly I can't. I'm trying to do more plyos basically whenever I can. Some people recommended that for bringing in my glutes and my hamstrings. I really do love doing plyos, but I do get some knee achy joint issues, so I do have to be careful with it. But I am trying to do more plyos, and in terms of my cardio, basically trying to use the stepper or doing intervals on the treadmill, and really trying to incorporate the interval training on incline is what I'm trying to say there. Doing more incline work on the treadmill, and that's really it. I think I'm just gonna keep it simple and consistent moving forward. It's nice that right now I know how my body responded, and I know where I could get in 8 to 12 weeks. I didn't know that going into the last competition. I wasn't sure how things were going to play out, and now I know what I can do. So I feel like going into this competition, I do have more of an edge because I know how my body responds to using an if it fits your macros approach. I learned that intermittent fasting worked freaking phenomenally. It's too late in the day for videos. Shit. It worked very well for me. Mark doesn't tell me I have to do it. Mark doesn't care if I do it. Mark says, eat whatever works best for you, and that's really how it should be, because you're the one that has to adhere to it and be able to stick to it. And for me, that's just what works, because I train in the morning and I train at night. It's easier for me to cram all my food in while I'm at work and I'm done, you know? So that approach works for me. So I feel like going into this competition, I've got the edge. I'm starting at a good baseline. I'm only like 5 or 6 pounds off of my previous stage weight 7 weeks out. And shit, the last prep, I lost like 3 to 4 pounds in a matter of a week and a half, like just by doubling up my cardio. We didn't even change my diet. I just bumped up the cardio, and holy crap, it did wonders. Because I was not doing 2-a-days like most girls do. I was doing like 45 minutes of cardio a day, which is what I'm doing now, but I think we will incorporate a little extra cardio further out, maybe 4 weeks out. That way I'm not kind of cramming it in at the end. And also because, like I said, I want to bring a better package and I want to tighten things up just a touch more to really like nail it, you know? I feel like I've hit everything that I wanted to talk about. Hopefully you guys were doing some cardio or something and not just staring at this face the whole time, but that's where I'm at right now. I feel pretty good, and yeah, I will keep you guys in the loop. You guys said you liked the last bikini prep series, so I'll keep doing more of those. I'll keep showing you what I'm doing. Comment below what specifically more you'd like to see. And I think that's it. So thank you guys for following, and I appreciate all your support. You guys keep me pumped and motivated, and hopefully I motivate you as well. And give this video a like, and please subscribe if you don't already. We'll see you soon. Why do we get cravings? Well, there's a couple different reasons why we get cravings. Mostly we're human, and in the world that we live in today, it's almost hard not to crave food, and it doesn't mean that you're weak, and I really can't stress that enough, because sometimes I do think that competitors kind of get like this cockiness about them when they're like on prep and, you know, they view others as weak. It's really not about being weak or strong.